The incredible rise to luxury of the UFC, from broke to worth over $4 billion. Hello and welcome back to another video here on Everlasting Luxury. In today's video we'll be taking a look at the incredible rise to luxury of the UFC, from broke to worth over $4 billion. Before we begin, please like and subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Why is the UFC worth $4 billion? When the announcement finally came that the UFC had been sold after weeks of speculation, the $4 billion price tag entertainment agency WME-IMG paid for it raised eyebrows around the sporting world. It's the largest sale of a sports franchise in history, easily topped the $2 billion former Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer paid for the LA Clippers in 2014. It's even more than the current valuation of the Dallas Cowboys, Real Madrid, FC Barcelona, and New York Yankees and Manchester United, according to Forbes, though there's a good chance any of those organizations would top the UFC's sale price in the current market. Why was WME-IMG willing to pay a record-setting price for the UFC? On the most basic level, it was because the UFC is already a tremendously profitable company. According to various investments metrics such as enterprise value (EV), earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization (EBITDA), and forward revenue multiples, per Bloody Elbow's Paul Gift, the UFC stacks up favorably compared to both other sports franchises and entertainment industry writ large. As currently constructed, the UFC is set to make its own owners substantial profits from day one. It has a bevy of international TV deals, a solid and well-oiled domestic TV agreement in place with Fox, a burgeoning digital platform in Fight Pass, last but not least, the volatile but always profitable pay-per-view business. Leaving aside the issue of expansion into the enormous Chinese market and other international development plans, along with projected growth from the Fight Pass, there are two major areas where WME-IMG expects to make its paper on the UFC deal: the next domestic TV contract and growth in pay-per-view revenues. In 2017 version of the UFC offers its consumers two different products. On the other hand, it's a TV sport like the NFL, MLB, the NBA, or the NHL, which spreads its tentacles across the major network platform Fox, and then smaller outposts, Fox Sports 1 and occasionally Fox Sports 2. Shoulder programming, like The Ultimate Fighter or UFC Reloaded, appears on a variety of related family networks, such as Fox Sports and the regional Fox Sports affiliates. Viewers can tune in practically every week to find a UFC branded fight night in some corner of the world, and even pay-per-view cards have a free TV component. The UFC has a stable viewership on Fox and a dedicated and growing audience of fans who will watch a show on Fox Sports 1 essentially regardless of who's on the card. There's still bumps in ratings for premium fightums. Per David Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, in MMA fighting, Dominic Cruz's return against TJ Dillashaw in January was the second highest rated show in Fox Sports 1 history, after the Conor McGregor-Dennis Siver Fight Night card the year before. In general, however, the UFC's rating on Fox Sports 1 are remarkably stable. Per Meltzer, its June Fight Night card featuring Rory McDonald and Stephen Thompson and not much else, and which happened to air starting nearly 11 p.m. on the East Coast, still drew nearly 1 million viewers. These ratings have risen over the course of the Fox deal to their current level. There's no real reason to think they'll drop, and they speak to a durable base of fans who know and consume the UFC as a TV product. On the other hand, the UFC is still a pay-per-view business. Its premium content and a sense of its best and best-known fighters can be only found when the consumers fork over $59.99 to watch it via their cable provider or through one of the many online options, including UFC TV, PlayStation, or Xbox apps. Pay-per-view isn't the same business in 2016 that it was in 2010, when the vast majority of the UFC's content revenue can be consumed through that model. On paper, the business isn't much smaller now. The UFC sold 7.55 million units in 2015, compared to a record 8.805 million back in 2010. Despite spreading its name fighters across a multitude of different platforms and networks now, the major differences lies in whom exactly consumers are buying on pay-per-view. Back in 2010, Brock Lesnar and Georges St. Pierre were the UFC's biggest draws. They headlined 4 of the year's 16 pay-per-view cards and accounted for just under 40% of the year's total sales. Compared to 2015, last year, McGregor and Ronda Rousey, by far the promotion's 2 biggest draws, headlined 5 of the 13 events and combined to sell 61% of the year's total. In other words, the UFC is more dependent than it has ever been on a small contingent of stars to sell its pay-per-view. The trend is clear, obvious, and runs directly from Lesnar and St. Pierre in 2010 to Anderson Silva and St. Pierre in 2013 to McGregor and Rousey now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you never miss any amazing video from us. Also watch the next 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. And with that, we hope you all stay safe and have a great day.